be performing, put on dance show during Chinese Spring festivals. So this is quite distinct Chinese characteristics. So at which grade do they start the dance trainings? I think it was in grade 3, that is in junior high school. So each year we also hold this kind of dance competitions for our students. From kindergarten, upon graduation of high school, the students can finish their studies here, and they've been carrying on this dancing activities and received training since grade 3 at primary school. So they started this training at a very young age. That is a very beautiful performance. Chinese dance for them is really an artistic activity and performance. I've been here for about 10 years, and each year we see them putting on different dance shows. And the students really love this kind of dance. That is really a beautiful performance done by all of you. Say hi to our viewers. Thank you. Thank you for putting on this kind of opening act for our today's live stream. In Brunei, the public holiday is on Friday. And for the students on a Friday, they would also come to the school at normal school hours, but on this day, they will be taking some artistic trainings and extracurricular activities. We have sports, martial arts, and other artistic activities, which we'll be demonstrating to you later. You have a long history that dates back to 1922, established by some Chinese who lived and work in Brunei, and this is also the work of them. Since kindergarten, the students learn 3 languages. Mandarin, which is our distinct feature. And later you will hear the students performing a reading of Chinese poems. Now let's go through the front door. The Chung Hwa Middle School of Brunei dates back about 100 years ago, and this kind of education of Chinese culture started very early at primary school, and the students can spend about 10 years. You also have a very famous alma mater, right? Yes, he is Wu Zun. He is a very famous alumni. This school is his alma mater, Wu Zun. He spent his kindergarten years, primary school, and middle school here, and he just came back not long ago to share with some of his experiences over the past few years. And this is the teaching area of our kindergarten. The kids here also are enrolled at the age of 3, and they have grade 3, grade 4, and grade 5. after which they will be enrolled in primary schools at the age of 6. And this is a Mandarin class. Let's check out what the kids are doing right now. We see a lot of kids saying hello to us. Are you here to have Mandarin class? Yes. Okay, please keep on with your classes. This is a poem recital class. The students, the kids are learning Chinese at a very young age. They must be very fluent in Mandarin when they grow up. We started the teaching of 3 languages at the stage of kindergarten. We can hear that the students are reciting the poem, the very famous poem called 静夜思. We have Mandarin classes from kindergarten all the way to middle school to carry on the Chinese tradition and cultural heritage. This is not easy to remember for 3 to 4-year-old, right? Yes, but they are very interested in. We stress the accuracy of pronunciation at a very young age. I'm still curious, if they started learning Mandarin at kindergarten, do they feel that it's a big pressure for them? Well, in kindergarten, we teach 3 languages simultaneously, but the teaching of the languages are done through a lot of performance according to their, which is age appropriate. And we take into full consideration the kids' growing period and their interest. All of the curriculum are delivered strictly according to the government regulation. I don't think that the students will feel a lot pressured. Besides, we also have many extracurricular activities and art performances. So there are a lot of recreational activities for the students as well. Now they are reading out the children's poem, which is, from what I heard, is similar to the ones that we read to our kids in China. Thank you so much. You've done great. Keep on the good work. Now let's go to the classrooms of primary school and middle school. These students, some of them are doing some handiwork, some crafts, handicrafts, and some calligraphy, and singing and dancing. In Brunei, we attach importance to each cultural element. From primary school to middle school, we provide this kind of very favorable environment for the students. So this door is actually the entrance to go from kindergarten to primary school. Now you can see our students are carrying out some sports activities. It is a quite an enthusiastic ball game here. You can feel this kind of vitality from the students. I've been here several times, and each time I can see the students cheering, rushing, and competing on the court. This is what you can feel their energy, and it almost reminds us of our students' years. On the 15th, your alumni Wu Zun came back, and he also visited his old classroom. You can see that this is one of the classrooms for the primary school students. It's quite a nice setting, very bright with enough lightings. And it's quite similar to the setups of the classrooms in China. You don't see any students here because they are doing some outdoor activities in the playgrounds. This is quite a nice capacity, about 20 to 30 students. So this kind of small class teaching can be beneficial for the effect of teaching. We also have rooms for activities and also outdoor locations for students to do outdoor activities. In Mandarin activities, we also have storytelling contest or even debating contest. This is the room, the activities room, recreational for students' recreational activities. For example, musical rehearsals and dance rehearsals. A lot of the school activities are carried out here. So this is like the recreational center for the students. A lot of school competitions are held here. Here you can see some students doing some handiwork. This is the Chinese knot, a part of our extracurricular activities. If the students are interested, we encourage them to do this kind of handiwork. Some of this is quite beautifully and intricately made. How long have you been doing this? About 1 week. So what are you making right now? I'm making a bracelet. Do you find it interesting? Yes, I do. Okay, keep on the good work. Think if they can make this kind of bracelets, will might be very nice gifts for their friends and families. These students are trying to do Chinese paintings, which is an important part to the Chinese culture, has rich cultural contents. and the students can pick whatever objects that they like.
像这个做手工的话，可能小学低年级的小朋友就可以开始尝试，但是感觉国画好像比较困难。一般
I think Chinese painting seems to be much more sophisticated. So usually we allow students to choose to take on Chinese painting since grade 6 of primary school. And we also have students from Shanxi and Guizhou to come to our school to give lectures to the students so as to better their skills.
同学们就是画的都非常的认真，能不能打扰一
I
下？
think they are really invested in their paintings. Sorry to interrupt. What are you doing right now? This is a bamboo painting. So why do you take on bamboo painting? I think this is quite difficult and challenge. I'm really trying to challenge myself with the brushstroke, with the using of a brushstroke. I started learning Chinese painting this year, and I used to paint a cat, a painting of a cat. I really love this because it has a very sophisticated brushworks. Also, to paint different subjects, you need to have different techniques. Thank you. Please keep on with your work. This is really impressive. When I was young, I have to go to these kind of so-called art classes outside the campus to learn. But now the students can do this inside the school. This is the principal of the middle school. Nice to meet you, ma'am. So you've been working in the education industry for several decades. Yes, that's true. Not only do we attach importance to their curriculum performance, but also their interest, and also to try to discover their gifts. On the 15th, we actually did an interview with you. One of your most famous students went back to his alma mater, and you happen to be his primary school teacher, right? Yes, he is an outstanding actor that also contribute to the strengthening of the bilateral ties between the two countries. So how did he do in school when he studied here? He is really a good student when he was a student here. At that time, we had confidence in him. On 15th, during our visit, we also see that he did a performance of calligraphy. So the students here can choose freely if they're interested in calligraphy or other kinds of activities, right? Yes, the students, if they're interested in, for example, calligraphy, they can have an opportunity to practice in classes, in extracurricular activities. So calligraphy is actually a very important part in the lessons of Chinese art. And also the students who are particularly interested in calligraphy is allowed to specialize. So this is a Mandarin course for all the Mandarin learning students. but those who are really interested can take on special classes of calligraphy. The student is doing really great. Let's take a closer look. See the way she's holding the brush and her posture. This is also a student of your calligraphy class, right? Yes. And this is 岳阳楼记 by 范仲淹. This is a perfect combination of the technique of and brushstrokes of calligraphy, but also as well as the very famous Chinese article called 岳阳楼记. How long have you been learning this? This is my 3rd year. So why do you keep up this work for so long? My mom always told me that what you write represents what you are. If you can write beautifully, that means you are a very well-established and learned person. I think the Chinese character is really artistic, unlike English or other languages. I think this kind of brushstrokes of Chinese character is almost artistic, like paintings. It's really beautiful. You also will have access to a lot of Chinese articles, right? So what is your favorite? I once wrote 春词, which I really love, because it describes like a beautiful love between people at ancient times. This kind of a romantic story really intrigues me. Thank you. Keep up the good work. I think when you take on this artistic class, you will portray a temper of elegance naturally. This is really a cultivation of temperament as well. And also they will be learning the very new concept, for example, one bell and one road. We heard beautiful music once we stepped in this room, and here we can see that is because the students are performing the traditional Chinese instrument. Besides flute playing and erhu and this kind of zither performance, we also have some other Chinese instrument classes and trainings for them. During our interview, I also talked with you, and you explained to us that the students here and also are looking forward to conducting more cooperation, more communications with their peers in China. So we went to Beijing, the capital of China, since 2004 each year, and we would take our students there to communicate with their peers in Beijing. This is really lovely cultural exchanges starting at a very young age, and also by way of music that is quite artistic and elegant, I think. Now, several of our students have already passed grade 10, which is the highest grade for the performance of this musical instrument. And this year we will be sending another group of students to Beijing. to try to pass the grade 10. These are students of grade 4 and 6, and they are doing dance trainings here.
哇，我听到他们这么温柔的歌声，心都融化了，觉得。
This is a very gentle song performed by the students. So they are part of the show choirs, right? Yes. They have activities and rehearsals on a weekly basis. All of our instructors come from China.
就是在学习这个唱
They
歌
will
的
be instructing the students on their singing skills and help them with their pronunciation as well.
出去比赛。
Do they have activities to perform or compete outside the campus? Actually, we have opportunity to put on performance in some, for example, galas or other activities.
好了，那我们网友提出了一个要求，想要尽情的。
That's quite impressive. And our viewers wanted to listen to them more.
我拿什么奉献给你？我不停地问，我不停地唱，不停地想。长路奉献给远方，玫瑰奉献给爱情。我拿什么奉献给你？我的老师。 白日奉献给草场，江河奉献给海洋。我拿什么奉献给你，我的朋友？白鸽奉献给蓝天，星光奉献给长夜。我拿什么奉献给你，我的小孩？ 雨季奉献给大地，岁月奉献给季节。我拿什么奉献给你，我的爹娘？啦啦啦啦啦啦啦。
看来我们这个同学们的才艺已经让我们广大的网友都非常佩服了。然后网友们就是在我
I
们
think our viewers are really loving their dance recitals and their singing and show choir performance.
看到镜头拍到有
One of our viewers
是刀
posted on our website that they have seen students with knives and swords, and they are wondering if there is a martial art performance.
在旁边，然后他们都是非常
Thank you, you've been doing really good.
歌声中，谢谢你们。对，然后
You are really involved in their performance, and here we can see that the boy students and girl students are lining up for a martial art performance. This is also very good physical exercises for the students.
童子功啊，是。
That is really impressive.
我们就开始有这一项活动，就愿意参加的家长就可以帮我们参加了，把小孩带到学校。
These students also started this training at a young age.
哦，这样子说起来也是能够从一个侧面理解，就像很多的同学都是从幼儿园到高中都要选择。
Yes, a lot of students began their training at a very young age, and they chose to stay here all the way through their middle school.
是幼儿园到高中，
以自己的兴趣来选择，而且就像书画刚刚的合唱团，的确是给小孩。
And you can see we have activities such as calligraphy and dancing and singing and martial art. You can't do this you can't be able to do this in a short period of time, because this kind of martial art performance would take many years of trainings activities. Our viewers are really impressed by the students' performance. So what about their coaches? Where do the coaches come from? We send application to the Chinese administration for the overseas Chinese, and they would send us some talents, send us some outstanding personnel to be instructors of our students. So our coach also come from China, right? Yes, he is from Hebei province.
在我们的这个简短的采访之后，网友给你出了题，让你也现场来一段。
So our viewers are proposing that how about doing a martial performance on your own? Yes, of course. I've been here for about 10 years, and I really feel the support. I think martial art is an important Chinese cultural heritage. And since I came, the school has always been promoting the cultivation, the education of Chinese culture. So what about your family? My family live back in China, but my wife is from Malaysia, so I got married here. I also have kids here. So as a matter of fact, I started my family here in Brunei. So what impresses you the most during this training? I think I feel quite accomplished if the students can be more interested in the Chinese culture. They grew more interested in Chinese culture. In my class, so in our training class, we will learn how to use a sword or a manchet. Yes, now it's showtime for you.
应广大网友的热烈邀请，然后我们的老师也开始打了一套拳。哇啊，这个拳一发力就是习武之人的感觉。
是，所以不是假的，所以我就。
You can almost feel the strength in his performance. He is a capable teacher and instructor. We can see that your students are giving you very warm applause. You must be their hero. That would be my honor if they can think so. The students admire Chinese culture. Our viewers said that they can even feel your strength through the screen. This series of movement is self-created. I have integrated a lot of other routines into this. the students can also be creative when they are doing martial art. Hopefully, they can be more outstanding than me, and so that they can represent Brunei in the future in the world stage. Thank you so much.
还有一些这个放声的本领，然后真的是觉得朝气蓬勃，就是青春的活力。
对，这是为什么我们
You can feel the vitality of youth
学生其实在
here in the recreational center.
除了课业，他们必须是实
Besides their curriculum, they are also quite active in all kinds of extracurricular activities. Instead of only focusing on textbooks, our extracurricular activities provide the students with more choices to develop their all-round abilities. When Wu Zun was a student here, you gave him, you were the teacher of his moral classes, right? Yes, I think it's important to teach the students morals at a young age so that they can be respectful, they can be polite when they are dealing with other people when they grow up. He was really a star student, and now he really become a star. So this kind of moral lessons are taught at which age? They started this class at kindergarten because it is the important period of time for them to learn some of the social norms and morals and ethics. We all hope that our kids are polite, are respectful, so it's important for us to teach them that at a young age. Yes, so that's also the reason why you set up this kind of moral classes at the kindergarten stage. This is the school library. That is a big collection. On the first floor, we also see computers for the students to go online to check out the information they're interested in. As long as the students want something, they want to search for something, they can come here to surf online. So this is a reading area for the students. We hope to encourage students to read more books at a young age, to enlarge their knowledge backgrounds. And I believe it's really useful for them in life as well. When they don't have classes, they don't have extracurricular activities, they can come here freely to do some readings. It is open during school hours all the time. And they can choose to read English books or Chinese books or picture book if they like. Whenever they read, I believe there will be good readings. I think you have really open concept. I see that most of the students are reading campus cartoons. From reading, they can also think independently. A lot of the books that they are reading is similar to the ones that the Chinese students are reading back in China. Yes, we bought most of the book from China because we're lacking Chinese books here in Brunei, so we have to do some purchase from China. And the Confucius Institute also help us to do part of the purchase. And we receive donation on a yearly basis to enrich our collections. And this is actually part of the collection that is a part of the donation that we receive. These books seems to be a lot more sophisticated. They also come with electronic copies. So these are rich content. Most of them are gifts from friendly associations from China. We also have computers to help the students to do their own research. Sorry to interrupt. Hello. We're doing a live stream. Can you say hi to our viewers? I'm Wu Jiaying. I'm in grade 7. You're reading a sophisticated book. This is a book on Chinese literature. It incorporates a lot of Chinese poems written by poets, ancient poets. So this is what you're interested in. Yes, I love reading ancient writings, essays and poems. I believe they enrich my knowledge. Do you come here often? Yes, when I don't have classes, I will come here to read some books. Thank you so much. Keep on with the reading. I really admire the students' efforts in enriching their knowledge. Grade 7 is the equivalent of junior grade 1 in China, and it's a very young age for the students to pick up readings of traditional Chinese culture and Chinese literature. Here you can see a lot of computers for the students to do to search for materials, informations. Here you can see it reads books are the important steps for human beings to progress. A very familiar proverb for us all. We really want to thank the Chinese foundations for their donations. They not only did they donate books to us, but they also help us to compile these textbooks. This is a special program initiated by them, so special thanks goes to the foundation. This is a reading book for primary school students. They take almost 4 years to compile these books. You have close cooperations with this foundation, yes? These are very basic teachings, very basic materials. When they are at grade 3, they can recognize about 1,500 Chinese characters. This is a very useful materials for us to teach the students Chinese and Mandarin. I think this is quite well organized with big characters and pinyins and pictures, helping the students to learn both how to read and how to write. This is very vivid demonstration of the Chinese characters.
从小中文的这个水平就这么高，是不是也会组织他们一些去到中国和同龄人交流的这样的一些？
So you have also organized activities for them to come to China, yes?
学生他们就这时候文化交流做华乐啊，还是舞蹈啊，我们也是有带同龄的孩子到那边跟他们。
Yes, we also take students and also our performing arts groups to come to other places to do communications.
学习了一定的中文知识之后，对这个中国国内现在的情况啊，包括一些历史古迹很感兴趣的时候，会组织他们有一些夏令营。
Do you organize other like summer camps or winter camp for them to come to China to visit some of the tourist spots? Yes, we organize this each year. We come to Fujian, Hubei, Harbin, Dalian to take the students to some historical relics
这些地方其实很多的
in Fujian, Guangdong.
往上算的话，3代4代。
Fujian and Guangdong are actually home to many of the local Brunei people and their ancestors. Your ancestors is actually from Guangdong province, right? Yes.
华人呢江湖
In Brunei, we have a lot of Chinese immigrants from the province of Guangdong and Fujian.
这个很早以前，哇，这个
This is a special collection for graduation in 1984.
会给他做一本纪念册来纪念。
的确，我们觉得这个是
It's a yearbook for the students upon their graduation. I think it's important for them to have to have a lot of memories of their students' years when they graduate, when they leave the school.
有了，这就是幼儿园，对，这是他幼儿园幼3的时候毕业的时候照片。
This is Wu Zun,
自己的成长足迹呢，
a picture of him when he was a student here. That was a picture from his kindergarten years. Now, primary school, let's try find him.
所以你看看，是他2008年回到母校的时候。
And here is his signature when he came back to the alma mater.
他是不是也是有空的时候会来参加一些文化活动，鼓励自己的学弟学妹们认真学习？这样。
我只要他在国内的话，有一些活动呢，我们也会邀请他。
As long as he is in Brunei, we would invite him to come to be part of some school activities. This is his the photo of his junior years.
就是打篮球。
Back in his middle school years, he is a big fan of basketball. It is his favorite extracurricular activity. This is a picture of him in the high school year. That I think it's in
让大家方便找。
senior 2.
斯文，然后就没有想到是一个体育这么突出的。所以像这个学校，其实吴尊是因为他
He's one of the best athletes in our school back then.
实际上这个学校
We know him as an artist, as a actor.
优秀的商人啊
But
等等
many of your graduates are outstanding doctors and businessmen, so you really cultivated many great talents for your country. Yes. So can you sum up the educational concept or model of your school?
然后鼓励兼修，
We focus
配合我们
on various aspects,
呢，我们希望呢。
and also we work to help promoting the national vision. I hope that our students can have a global vision and also a sense of responsibility.
一位学生，同时
He should be farsighted,
培养出来呢是这个学生呢，希望呢他是文武都能够是测出的一个学生。
and he should have a rich knowledge as well as a strong physique. So not only did you stress their cultural knowledge, but also their strong physique. Yes, it is only with a healthy body can you contribute more to the society, whichever area, whichever job, whatever job that you take. Here are some of the books by Wu Zun. I really love the yearbooks that you made for the students, and in this way the students can have a vivid collection of his students' years. On the 15th, when Wu Zun came here, he walked around the campus, talked to our principal. Right now, our director will be showing some footage during Wu Zun's visit 2 days ago. Welcome back. Most of my work now is in China, but I think a lot of the skills and capabilities that I still find useful originates to my school years here. I like to try this calligraphy. Sorry, I'm not very good at it. Am I holding this right? Am I doing this right? You are much better than me. It's a quite nice singing performance. Do they also compete in singing contest? Yes. Singing, calligraphy. Years ago, I also learned Chinese here. But I think now you have better students, better teachers as well, with more standard pronunciation of Mandarin. Can I try on your bracelet? It's a lovely decoration, isn't it? I think my interest, my enthusiasm in sports was cultivated about 20 years ago when I was a student here. I was really into basketball. These are books from the 1990s. I graduated in 1995. I think I'm in class 6F. Let's see if we can find some of the pictures. This is my class. This is me. Yes, this is the signature from when I came back in 2008. So many memories. We love Chinese culture.
其实像张老师，我们那个校友吴尊的这个探访校园的插片放完了之后
We just have seen a clip
转了一大圈，我真的感受
from Wu Zun's visit 2 days ago.
后从真的是得
And after today, our visit, we found that your school attaches importance to both literature education, but also extracurricular activities dedicating to cultivating students' interest and all-round abilities. We see students doing artistic work, putting on shows, participate in sports activities. We encourage students to showcase their talents on many fronts, which are quite different from each other, but each student would try to find what they're interested in and what they're good at.
安排和这个老师们
This teaching concept, educational concept, is a joint effort by the school and all the students. So you came here 11 years ago and you chose to stay here despite the fact that your wife and kids are back in Nanning.
做的话有这样的一个
But you still find it rewarding to stay here, to be a student, to be a teacher. Yes, I think it's important to have a sense of responsibility, especially when it comes to carry on the Chinese culture traditions. I think the responsibility should be the first consideration for anybody anywhere. You have to know what's important to you living as a human being.
爱戴，就是在走廊等等，就镜头外面有同学
I saw that students really love
会跟
you.
你打招呼，给你行礼，张老师好这样。
When they see you, they will say hi to you, they will bow to you. So is that rewarding for you? Yes, not only do I feel their love, but also feel a sense of achievement and satisfaction. The students are taught to be well-established, quite respectful and polite. it's also an important content to school teaching. The students are quite respectful to teachers and elderlies, and they always remember to send greetings to us. This is almost the end of school time, and some of the parents are picking up their kids. We also have afternoon activities, so you can see some of the parents are sending their students here to be part of the afternoon activities, which will be starting at 1:30 p.m. So we now have students coming and going. This is one of students who is about to go home, and this is Chen Pengfei. Hello, everyone.
重要的事情说2遍之后，网友们都记住你的名字了。你是几年级的同学？7年级。
Which grade are you in? I'm in grade 7.
中文发音很标准，就是也是从幼儿
You have really good Chinese pronunciation. So did you start your learning since kindergarten? Yes.
快乐的事情是什么？
So what impresses you most during your learnings here? I think I love learning Chinese. That's what I learned most here. I think Chinese or Mandarin is part of our inheritance
能不能问一问你，就是
as an overseas Chinese.
就有很多的活动组织去中国啊等等的，你有去过吗？
我没去过。
Have you been part of the trips to China? No, I haven't.
想要去看一看，想
Do you have visions or do you have aspirations?
我去中国的话，我
Yes, I do.
很想去北京。
If I had the opportunity, I would love to go to Beijing and to visit the Palace Museum, because there is a very big collections of historical relics and national treasures. So that's what you're interested in. Yes. I hope that your dream can come true.
注意安全啊，同学再见。好，
Thank you.
那现在也
Have a safe trip back home.
我们一个放学的时间，可是我看到有一些小朋友还在和自己的玩伴，还舍不得回家。
A lot of students are still spending some quality time with their peers. Some of them are waiting for their afternoon classes.
4、5、6还有中学，在上午放学时间到的时候，
其实我们看到学校的这个墙上也有很多这种很精美的板报画，像
On the walls, we can see some paintings.
每个班级自己出版一个关于环保。
These are also created, drew by the students here.
自己的班级区里面自己
So each class will be given opportunities
奖励
to do this kind of paintings on a wall.
感兴趣，他们也花了将近
They're also encouraged to do so. So normally they will spend about 2 days doing this.
很多家长啊等等的，像他们来到这个学校接孩子啊等等的，就是看到学校里面这么好的文化氛围，都是
A lot of parents, when they come here, they will be also impressed by these various of cultural activities here.
其实来讲的话，我们这边不单单是文化的，还有一些艺术的，甚至一些环保。
We have cultural activities, art activities, and the teaching of, for example, environmental protection concept.
学校的氛围啊，各方面的也是非常感兴趣。有时候
And our efforts are commended by the parents as well. Here we set up chairs so that when the parents are waiting to pick up their students, they can sit here and take a break.
是这个和平之邦，所以从孩子们的眼中，
So Brunei is a peaceful nation.
相处的环境。
And here we can see a lot of painting describing the harmony between man and nature.
那么其实这几天呢，文莱当地的报纸也是
In the past few days, we see local papers releasing news about President Xi Jinping's official state visit to Brunei, and President Xi also published an article on the local press. So what do you feel about his visit? We look forward to his visit for sure. So each morning when we read the press, we have already seen his published article. I feel really excited and proud to welcome President Xi here in Brunei as an overseas Chinese. I feel that it's my privilege to be part of this welcoming event, welcoming activities. Brunei and China has both distinct cultural traditions, but we also share a lot of similarities. For example, the sense of family first, and also this peace-loving nature for both countries. Brunei is a peaceful state, a peaceful nation, from my observation in the past few days. Yes, I think this is quite similar to the Chinese culture. This is a family-centered society attaching importance to the harmony between family members. Like the Chinese parents, the parents here also have the habit of dropping and picking up their kids to and from school. Therefore, I believe it's important for the two peoples to learn from each other, to conduct more cultural communication, and to conduct deeper interactions in terms of our essence in culture. Thank you so much, Mr. Zhang, for spending so many years here. We sincerely hope that President Xi's state visit will bring us closer in cultural interactions. Thank you so much. I wish you all is well with you. Thank you so much for watching. That's all for today's live stream.